I'd like to welcome everyone to Convocations today. We're going to get started. It's 12:30. Thank you for being here. I think every convocation is special, but this one's especially special for Snow College. We're really glad to have the Carlstons here. I wanted to give you just a couple of announcements, and then I'll introduce. We have a musical number, and then the Carlstons. First of all, just remember, turn off your cell phones. Be quiet during the presentation, especially so those around you can hear. And we expect you to stay the whole time as well. You've probably received a flurry of emails from me in the last few days. I've emailed you if you've missed more than, or if you're in danger of missing too many of the presentations. I've also emailed you if you still need to do one of the art and science events, one of the theater and dance, or one of the music events. So just remember, there's lots of good opportunities coming up. If you look out in the lobby area, there's several advertisements for upcoming music events, and the play, The Glass Menagerie, is on right now as well. Lots of options. And then finally, registration's opened. So I just wanted to put a little plug in for Convocations. If you're going to be here next semester, I hope you'll register for Convocations again. You can repeat this course as many times as you want. And I'm working right now. We've got about half of the schedule built for next semester. I can tell you about any of the details that you want to know. Just let me know if you have questions. So you may know that this past summer, President Carlston announced his retirement, and the State Board of, or the Office for the State of Utah State Higher Education, USHE is what we call it, has begun a search for replacement for President Carlston. And sometime next semester, we expect that transition to take place. And so we're at the beginning of at the transition. We wanted to have the Carlstons come and speak at Convocations for one more time. They're going to talk about their deep love of Snow College, the faculty, the students, the administration. And to introduce that event, we actually have a special musical number. So when President Carlston was inaugurated as the president of the Snow College, the music department commissioned an original song. They had students in the songwriting class write different songs. They were workshopped. They had experts, visiting guest artists come in and critique the work. And the winning composition was a song called Coming Home. McKenna Lenhart wrote the lyrics and the music. Ryan Adair arranged the music for chamber orchestra. And they performed that at the inauguration. Today we have McKenna's sister, Kennedy, who's going to perform Coming Home. And she'll be accompanied by Clara Campbell on the piano, Sebastian Arias on the bass, and Jorge Salas on drums. The Carlstons really were coming home when they came here to Snow College, as you'll see in their presentation. And they'll soon be moving back to another home, to Cache Valley, where they spent their lives and raised their children prior to coming to Snow College 5 years ago. And their family will be glad to have them home as they make that transition. Following the musical number, we'll give the remaining time to the Carlstons. And they told me to use as small of a bio as possible as introducing them. So I'm just going to not talk about titles or dates or honors, and simply note that Gary and Janet Carlston have been lifelong educators, and they're grateful for the opportunity to return to and be so involved in the workings of their alma mater. They're the parents of 4 children, and they have 14 grandchildren, and I'd like you to join with me in welcoming the Carlstons to the stage. They're here on the side. And right now we'll welcome out McKenna Lenhart Arce, Claire Campbell, Sebastian Arias, and Jorge Salas.
just a place, a hand that you're dealt. It's not just a blank space, it's the way that you felt. Oh, bring me home. Oh, bring me home. Familiar faces, memories, happy spaces, a life of ease. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. 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 I'm coming home.
Good afternoon, Badgers. One more time. Well, maybe we'll try at the end. What wonderful talent from our students, and a special song for Janet and I. And thanks to all of you for coming today. You notice that Janet is on a crutch, and she's down from 2 to 1. There are lots harder things than being on crutches and being married to me, so actually this is a good step forward. She had some knee surgery, and I'm so pleased that she could be here today. We wondered if she would be able to share her thoughts with you all today, and she is. She's a real trooper. As we came to Snow College in this role and assignment, we determined that we were going to be partners. And we are.
Don't start that now.
So I'll pay tribute to her. Today we want to share with you some of our thoughts and reflections, not only about our time here, but our previous experiences here. We also want to share with you some of our thoughts about the importance of education, who influenced us, how we got here, how we met, along with what we hope will be the future for you now that you have chosen not only Snow College, but to continue your degree. We believe in the spirit of Snow College. We believe that this is a special place, that it has influenced many lives and will continue to do so. To our friends in Richfield, on the Richfield campus, who are listening in today, we express to you our friendship. Snow College is one institution, two campuses, and we're glad that our friends today could join us. The comments that we share with you today will be somewhat personal in some instances, and we do hope that you will accept them for what they are, and hopefully you can find some meaning for your own lives in our experiences and our reflections. So, I don't know, do any of you recognize these people? I think the young lady on the left, on your right.
Very young. She was very young.
She's weathered this aging process a little better than the young fellow on the right. This is us when we were Snow College students. And we both came to Snow, we met here. We're going to share our story with you. And just wanted you to know that at one time I actually had hair. Everybody recognize this?
No, I have to do this.
What is it? The bell tower. Does it have any special meaning to any of you? I hear a few chuckles and nods heads. We're here to introduce a new tradition on becoming a true Badger. Are you ready? This is the new tradition. No, I don't think it'll take hold.
No.
So.
I haven't. We were very young, as you can tell from those pictures. I came from Farron, just across the mountain in Emery County, and left home for the first time. Maybe you might identify, doing things for my own and all new experiences. And when I left, my mother said, "Now, Janet, pay attention." And I thought, of course I'll pay attention, it's school. She said, "No, pay attention to that person that is sitting alone, that is studying alone, that is eating alone, that doesn't seem to have too many friends, and get out of your comfort zone and make a difference in their life." What a great advice that she gave me that has carried me through the years.
Now to the bell tower. This is us.
45 years later. It took us 45 years to go to be true Badgers. How many are true Badgers out there? Oh, there are a few. Okay, a moon is coming, a full moon is coming. And we got up at 12 o'clock. Now that's when you're...
Wait.
Oh.
That infers we went to bed before 12.
We did. And we got up and went to... And so your nights were just beginning, but with us, 45 years later, it was great.
It was a nice time, and anyway, we're glad to be true Badgers. We have a personal story here besides coming to Snow College, and these two residence halls that you see, and this little plaque, I don't know if you can read it or not. It comes from the Noise Building, the old ballroom floor You see, the Noyes Building was completely renovated in the mid to late 1990s, and the ballroom's not there anymore, but this is a piece of the floor, and on it, it says, "Students come and students go, often judged by what they know, but for generations now and many lives, men have come here and met their wives."
And we did.
So one of the real happy occasions for us is that we did get to meet here at Snow College. We are one of many, many thousands of couples who met here at Snow College, and what a great thing it has been for us. So, Janet, tell them where you were living and I was living.
I was in Mary Nielsen Hall. Oh, some lived there, and the cottages, right? And
actually, I lived in the cottages. So.
Yeah. And I remember, this picture just brings up a memory. I had wonderful roommates, and we were coming the second year of college, and they all had this person in their class that they all thought was so cute, but they didn't know his name. So they called him OJ because he always wore an orange jacket. So he was getting ready for the orange. I thought, I'll never meet this guy because I don't have a class with him, but we did meet in front of the Noyes Building.
I won't take time to tell the story, but boy, was this sweet. I found this really young, attractive, long-haired, beautiful girl, and she only knew me because, recognized me, I should say, because of my orange jacket.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all she remembers today.
No, good looking too.
Anyway, we're so glad, and for those of you who may or may not meet your companion here, still friendship, involvement, all of that is very important. You don't have to meet someone here, but for those of you who do, it's terrific. But for any of the rest of you, making friends, being involved, and we're going to spend a little more time on that, but it's part of Snow College and the spirit of snow. I think probably all of you recognize the Noyes Building. It's a special building for Snow College. It's an iconic building, and it stands so much more than for only a structure. It stands as a symbol of education. It stands as a symbol of hope and opportunity. You see, it's the oldest building on campus. It's sometimes referred to in our historical notes as an academy. Well, Snow was an academy, but the building was also an academy. As you pass the Noyes Building, taking classes or just walking by, I hope that you will think about the Noyes Building as something that is part of our legacy here at the college, and it was built with a lot of sacrifice, hope, and opportunity, and now clear back, and this college is 130 years old. We're celebrating our 130 years of service for Snow College. I hope it means something to you. It does to us, and I think it will to many of you. Think of it not only as what it is and what it stands for, but also those that went before us who did so many things that this college, this wonderful college, could serve so many thousands of people.
Such a magnificent building. I was looking back at my history, and and I'm sure some of you the same, have grandparents and great-grandparents that have been members of the faculty or student body in Snow College.
This is a picture of a rearview mirror and the windshield in front of us, and as Janet and I thought about sharing some of our thoughts and reflections with you today, reflections are, of course, what's behind us, what's behind you. The windshield is what you see and what's in front of you. Now, we have many memories, many reflections. We love this college. We love the people who were here when we were students, and now we love the people who are here as faculty and staff and all of our students. Our students are amazing. And as we think about it, it's hard to describe exactly in perfect words about all that Snow College has meant to us. Now, I have to confess that I don't think I appreciated the college as much then as I do now. You see, I was thinking about, well, I'm going to graduate, and then where will I go to a four-year institution? What will I major in? How will I be able to afford it? Can I do it? All of those kinds of questions crossed my mind, and now as I look in the rearview mirror, I realize what a foundation, what a great, great foundation this college gave me, and the faculty and staff who helped me to be able to continue to look through the windshield and to see so much in front of us. I want you to know that the doors were opened for me and for us.
Hindsight is great, and we need that hindsight to remember the things that we learned, but we need to push forward and look at the future and see what's ahead of us. What's ahead of all of you will be great and wonderful.
Well, I suspect if we had the opportunity to hear everyone's personal stories, that there will be different reasons why you decided to come to college, decided to come to Snow, maybe what your hopes and aspirations were. But one thing I think is central to all of us is that someone influenced us. Someone or someone's influenced us in our journey. We want to share a little more personal, be a little bit more personal about those who had the greatest effect on us.
These are two very special women in our lives, my mother and Gary's mother, and they made a lot of sacrifices for us to come to school and influenced our decisions. My mother was a great leader, but she was a quiet leader, led by example. She was a teacher and taught me actually in the 1st grade and the 5th grade. And I was 10 years old when my father was killed in an accident deer hunting. And so she was provider for herself and her family, and teaching education made all the difference. It wasn't easy for her, but it was much easier because she had her education. So I attribute my love of education and learning and to be a teacher to her.
Like Janet, for some part of my youth, I was raised by a single mother. And there were 8 children in our family. 5 of them had left by the time that my mother and father divorced. But my mother, who was a brilliant, very intelligent woman, never had the opportunity of attending college, even though she lived in Moroni and later in Fairview. But for all of her children, she wanted us to go to college. She influenced us. She said how important it is. She said how much it would mean, not only to us, but to the family, and that we could contribute even to the greater world. Honestly, at the time, I thought that's just mother talk. But I hope as you look in the rearview mirror that you think about someone or other people who have influenced you, because it's for your good and the opportunities that you will have in front of you. So while we're a bit personal here, we love our mothers. They passed away. They had similar stories, but a little bit different pathways. But they had a profound effect on our lives, and we're grateful for them. Faculty and staff at Snow College. I came to Snow, and I wasn't very well prepared to be a college student, quite frankly. And it wasn't the high school teacher's fault or the high school that I went to. I just wasn't mature enough. I wasn't ready. I didn't take advantage of what was in front of me. I was not interested. I had other things on my mind. Yet, when I came here, I found faculty and staff who wanted to help me and to lift me up. I'm not sure if I would have found that other places. We have great institutions in Utah. I'm sure there are people who will help them. But for me personally, I'm saying this was the place that I got that help. I remember one time after poor grades and not performing well, going to the registrar's office, Ross Finley, whose picture is in the middle here, and I was nervous, and I sat down on the chair and waited for him to come out of his office, and as I was sitting there, I wondered, oh no, I don't know what's going to happen. He came out, we visited for about 30 seconds, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and he said, Gary, just get in here and get to work. And I did. And he enthusiastically influenced me. There are others here that just are symbolic. Professor Nelson spent over 55 years full-time and adjunct. Ted and Vicki Olson. We were
classmates with Ted and Vicki Olson, and he has been here for over 40 years. And the year after we were married, I finished school, and he had 1 year left, so I worked for Ross Finley in the registrar's office, and I saw firsthand how he changed lives and what a difference he made to students.
We have that same faculty and staff dedication here. They really care about students. They want all of you to be successful. They're not going to lower their expectations. It would be shortchanging you, as it would have been shortchanging us, even though I had to be lifted up higher and with more effort than Janet did. They want you to be successful. They are dedicated. And I want to say, first and foremost today, that part of our reflection here is the association with these great faculty and staff who care, who are dedicated, and they want to help. I really, and Janet and I together, want to pay tribute to them. They are your encouragers. They are your cheerleaders.
John Taylor said, "We must all be in the cause of education for ourselves and for our children." This photo, student involvement, I learned, as most of you have, that to make the most out of your college experience, you need to get involved. And being involved means putting yourself out there, going to activities, joining clubs, meeting people, doing things. But then you have more fun. Well, I had some wonderful roommates, and being from a little town, I mean, Ephraim was big to me from Farron, and two of my roommates were from Salt Lake, and so I was terrified of those two girls. But we had a wonderful time. They were all involved in things the first year and having so much fun, and I watched them. And the next year I thought, I can do that. So I tried was involved in student government and had wonderful time with student government and learned from these young leaders. Glenn Larson was our student body president, and he led then, and throughout his whole life, he was an advocate for Snow College and left a great legacy. He's passed away now, but he left a great legacy. Oh, it's me again. These are my roommates. Some of my most treasured friends were my roommates that I met at Snow, except my biggest treasures right here, my most important treasures right here.
I'll pay you later.
We, every year since we graduated, and it's been 50 years, we had our 50-year reunion this last year. We started out with just a lunch, and then it went to lunch and dinner, and we couldn't discuss everything that we needed to. So it went to lunch and dinner and a sleepover, and now it's 3 and 4 days. And every year we get together and just discuss and go from we've gone to different places in all over the country, met, and just pick up from where we left. It's wonderful to have great, treasured friends, and I hope that you will take advantage of the friendships that you make here at Snow, because they can be treasures. Oh. We have, like President said, we have wonderful professors here at Snow. So I hope you take advantage of these, the things that you're learning. When we came, I thought, I've always loved art, but I did never take a class in high school, but I just loved it. So when I came here, I thought, I'm going to take a class. I can do this. So I did. It's been wonderful. Talk about stretching and growing and getting out of your comfort zone. That was me. We have such talented artists here. I got to experience a little bit of what you do every day with these wonderful professors. We're lucky to have such teachers. I benefited from two, Scott Allred and Ron Richmond in the art department, and thoroughly loved it. Great experience, and I learned so much. So please take advantage of all the different opportunities that you have here, because they pass you by. So take advantage of them and the knowledge of your professors. Remember, no matter how old you get, even as old as dirt, you can still learn. Be a lifelong learner and learn and grow and learn more things.
I know she didn't mean anything when she said old as dirt and looked at me. So
No, I meant us.
We have a lot of fun together. Here's another point that we'd like to share with you and hope that you remember. Education is formal and informal. That you are in formal education now, but learning never really stops. Maslow talks about being self-fulfilled. The learning continues and continues and continues. And we hope that the classes that you take are more than content. They are more than tests and so forth. We hope that they stimulate you to think and explore and to have different opinions and to explore those opinions, to reach out and to try some things that you really didn't think that you could do. This isn't the end all. When you get your degree here, this is just the beginning to the next step. It's not the end. Janet is a great example to me because she does so many things, including painting, and that's what we hope for you, that this foundation really continues to give you learning opportunities. And especially, I think, in this particular age where there is so much that can be learned and you really don't have to go very far. We also hope that you value people of all walks of life. It's okay to have different opinions, but can we just all respect and care for each other? Snow College has this special spirit. We hope you feel cared for and respected here, and that you care for and respect others that you may meet. Well, very quickly here, some of our experiences have gone from the very young to older students as well, and on both campuses and throughout the six-county area. We've had the privilege of working with these future Badgers.
It was so fun to be asked to come and finger paint with the preschool. And I think that the president and vice presidents got more paint on their shirts and their smocks than the kids on the paper. It was a fun experience. And also with reading with the children, that took me back to first grade. For me, when we decided to come here, like you said, we came as partners, that we would work together. And for me, it would be a support and being visible on campus. And so being in things like this has helped with my getting acquainted with students and with faculty. We went to concerts and activities and sporting events, and the fun part was having students and groups, different groups, come over to our home and eat dinner. These future Badgers will make great Badgers.
Students, we want you to know that our hearts are with the students. That no matter where we go, whether we know your name or whether we don't, and we are privileged to know a lot of you, that's where our hearts are. And one of the most rewarding parts of our assignment here has been to be with you, the students. And we're so grateful that we can have that interaction, that Snow is small enough that we can get to know and associate with so many students.
We believe in you. We believe in you. And we believe in your potential. We're pulling for you, but we're not the only ones. Your parents are pulling for you. Your teachers are pulling for you. Everyone wants you to succeed. But the most important person is for you to believe in yourself.
Just a few days ago, I came out of the noise building from my office and was walking home for lunch. And here are these students out playing in the leaves and invited me to play in the leaves, and we had a wonderful time. And I think that just exemplifies the spirit of Snow College, that we can have fun, that we know each other, that even the old president can roll around in the leaves and enjoy this life with our students. Snow College has a wonderful history. As we're speaking about students, we want you to know that not only do we care about you in the classroom and as individuals, we want you to know that we're trying to make it as affordable as possible. There's so much discussion about student debt and how you can afford to go to college. It's an investment, first of all, but secondly, Snow College has the lowest tuition of any higher education institution in the state of Utah. It's not just now, but then back in the 1930s, when the college was, it was the Depression, and it was very hard to find enough money for students to come to college. Do you know what? The faculty actually accepted produce in lieu of payment for students to come to college. They took them into their homes at either a small amount of rent or no rent at all. This legacy that we talk about, these 130 years, there are many examples of where students are at the center. We hope that you carry that legacy with you, whether you're at Snow College in some capacity or another higher education institution or in the business world or teaching or whatever profession or career that you choose, that the story may not be exactly like this, but there is the story of helping people to get to where they need to get to.
Let me add. Once you're a snow badger, you're always a snow badger. Just remember that. When we wear shirts and hats that have snow on them, we always have people come up to us and say, "Oh, I went to snow. It was a wonderful experience." Or my son or my daughter or my granddaughter went to snow, and it changed their life. Snow can change your life. And once you're a badger, you're always a snow badger.
We mentioned to you that we wanted to just remind you, because I would imagine that you already know this, there is great value in getting your higher education, post-high school education, regardless of whether it's in career technical education or an academic track. The value of education is so strong. Two messages here. Very quickly, the benefits you can read there: lower poverty rates, a healthier lifestyle, stronger communities, greater opportunities for employment and higher salaries and all of those kinds of things. But as I say this, it's important, but it is not a measurement on the quality of good people, because there are good people who have not had the opportunity to go to college, and we respect those folks as well. The return is incredible. Over a lifetime, plus 33%, about $830,000 more over the lifetime earnings versus a high school graduate.
I want to give a message to the women in the audience and the men that are supporting these women. I'm going to read this quote. "One of the major problems is that many Utah women don't see education as something of inherent value, but rather consider it just an insurance plan or something to fall back on." That is important to fall back on, to have that, but there's something so much more. Susan Madsen has had many workshops with the president's wives of the state, and so we've met with her, and this has been the topic. And it's all over how women think that they're not quite good enough, or that they have other things in mind. Take advantage of this opportunity that you have to finish your degree. Jobs will open up, opportunities will open up, and you will feel better about yourself and have more faith in your abilities. Sometimes you hear of women that are young girls, I've heard, that say, oh, I think I'll just go through a graduation from high school and go through a couple of years of college and then get married and live happily ever after. Well, it sometimes doesn't work like that. Most of the times it doesn't. When we left Snow, we went to Utah State, and I fully intended on finishing my degree. And then the third year came, and we had a baby, and I had to leave that baby home. It was very, very hard to go back to school, but with a supportive and encouraging husband, I did, and it was the hardest thing, but the best thing that I ever did. It was a good choice. I got to stay home until our youngest one was in third grade, and then went back to school. So I had the best of both worlds, being at home with our children and working, and I loved teaching first grade.
We're running out of time, so why don't you just do this one now?
You never know when someone may catch a dream from you. You never know when a little word or something you may do may open up the windows of a mind that sees the light. The way you live may not matter at all, but you never know. It might. And just in case, it could be that another's life through you might possibly change for the better, with a broader and brighter view. It seems it might be worth a try at pointing the way to the right. Of course, it may not matter at all, but then it might. You never know.
The girl on the right is Melissa, and Melissa attended Snow College and graduated here 8 years ago, and her mother contacted us, and Melissa has unfortunately been diagnosed with a very serious disease, stage 4 cancer, and as she is in this phase of her life, she was thinking about those who influenced her here at Snow College and those who had an impact on her life. And she wanted to share that with you. She wanted to say that the college experience, and these are my words, but whatever may happen, that her memories at this particular time are so meaningful to her. We hope your memories are meaningful to you and your relationships and your caring about each other. I don't think we could say that often enough. Well, Gary came from Fairview, Janet came from Farron. Snow College had about 900 students. It was sort of not all that well known. Let me just share with you that Snow College is nationally recognized, either in the top 10 or the top 10% of nearly every category, whether it's completion, whether it is affordability, or whether it is transferring. You are at an institution that not only cares about your success, wants you to be successful, but is nationally recognized. We do not go out and seek national recognition for national recognition's sake. Recognition comes to us for what happens here at the college and what you do and what our faculty and staff do. So this special experience, we hope, goes for you throughout your lives. We're grateful that you're here at Snow College. Each of us, there is something special about Snow College. There will be something special about where you go, and we hope that you can help take that special something with you wherever you go and whatever you do, and that Snow College has contributed to you. It has contributed to us for a lifetime. We started by telling you that we love Snow College. I hope that you understand a little bit better about why we love the college and why we love the students and the faculty and staff here.
Just want to end with a little quote from Winnie the Pooh. You are smarter than you think, braver than you seem, and stronger than you know. We're so glad to be Snow College Badgers with you. Thanks for coming today.
Normally we'd ask you for questions, but I think our time is spent. Would you allow us one other personal privilege? Would you all stand?
Where it began,
Anybody guess what's going to happen now?
I can't begin to know it.
How about instead of saying go Badgers, we say we are Badgers? Are you ready? Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. We are Badgers. Oh man. I know you need food, a little energy. Let's try it one more time. On 3. 1, 2, 3. We are Badgers. Thank you so much, everyone.